This is a story for those who wished that they could truly read between the lines of the book they were reading and see the world of the story through the eyes of the author. For those who wished that they could make nonfiction from fiction. For those who wished that dreams were true. This is a story of a group of wayward friends who came together from the far reaches of two worlds to come together and to help make dreams reality. This is Hazeltown Story. Hello and welcome to Hazeltown Story, episode 27. We are continuing our temporary secretary mini-arc, in which our group is trying to track down the nature of a secretary for a manager for a publication in the city. And now we are actually, after she kind of pun someone intended ghosted him after some not so pleasant altercations with our group, we are now trying to track her down and try and figure out a little bit more about her. Last time we got some more clues on both the kind of whereabouts of her and also her friend or person who knows them, Martin, including some failed attempt at romance. But anyway, we will be continuing on with the same group. We got Carnival playing... I forgot their name for a second. Elmis Graner, who is a technomancy, a technomancy expert. I having fun time speaking tonight. Technomancy expert who basically helps the group with their techno, or kind of the group's kind of tech issues, and also when that tech also involves magic. You have Deathmaster 780 playing Bob B, the kind of sleaze elemental, and basically the person who kind of helps you with underground connections. You have Norman Rafferty playing Tacent Toscin, who is basically a kind of artist who also acts as a jack of all trades, can do kind of any task you need them to do, providing they have the right tools. And you have TorpidTypist playing Iravia, the quote-unquote chaos cow, who basically likes to get in people's faces and can kick the shit out of something when they need to. So, yeah, we are continuing exactly where we left off. I don't think this one has any major audio issues, but that could always be the case. I might have missed something. If so, I apologize. But nonetheless, let's just go ahead and get this session going. Yeah, that story. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
Yes. Who's the best, tracker in the group, skill-wise?
When you mean tracker, basically someone you want to kind of...
when the kid leaves the store, tail him. I'm pretty sure it's not Bobby. He doesn't have that skill set, but...
It's not Bobby. If you were talking about... let's see. If we're talking about in the entirety of the group, I believe Cass actually... Well, let me take a look at Cass's. Does he have stealth?
So what would the skill set be for it?
Skullduggery and stealth, which Cass is really good at that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got 2 greens for both.
I have 3 greens and stealth.
I have 2 greens in stealth, yeah, so...
I guess I am the best tracker. Okay.
If you wanted Cass to do it, you could also get Cass to do it. And then basically kind of...
It's true, Cass is doing a whole lot of nothing at the moment.
Actually, yeah, that's true. If Elmis is at the place with Robbie at the moment, then Cass can take a break.
Yeah, you could swap between the two.
Yeah.
So basically, so are you basically going to head to the motel then?
No, Bobby's going to just call the hotel from a payphone nearby.
Okay. So basically, so Cass is going to kind of so basically, you're going to swap out, Cass is going to swap out. Cass is going to try and tail him back. Actually, let me check something. Oh yeah, he could totally do that. Yeah. So Cass is going to swap. Elmis is going to keep track on Iravia in case you do get another weird phone call.
Yep.
Uh, Cass is going to try and tail him back. And basically, there's that. Iravia, you're going to wait by the phone.
Yeah, I figured I'd be there for the call to the rent-a-cop.
Okay, so Bobby, what were you going to do after that?
Bobby was going to just wait to see if Cass got anything, and then wait for their call.
Okay. Okay, so let me think about what the order of operations is going to be. Let's see. We got how about this? Let me do some rolling. Let me sneeze first. Okay, let me do this. What am I looking for? I was in a green. Against. Let's see. Oh, good. So Cass is able to basically, since it was around 3 or 4 when you did that, it is around the end of his shift. Martin, basically, as basically Cass is able to kind of keep an eye. Basically, he kind of goes through a couple of basically he kind of is keeping an eye out in the parking lot, like he's kind of trying to stay low. You get a he is able to chase, or not chase, but he basically is able to relatively he basically, without even being noticed, he is able to chase, well, not chase, he's able to tail Martin back to where essentially a house. It is in a town over. Let's get us a town name. Is there seriously not a town name thing in this?
Townsville.
That's a bit.
That's copyrighted. Copyright.
City and town names. Okay. Okay. I don't want Sky City. I don't want South American. Let's do.
Violent City.
Okay, let's see. Elven city names. What are you going to give me? Okay, not that. Place names, city and town names. Let's Necropolis names. Give me. You know what? Well, let's see. Let me see. When I first see, the town is called Oakbrook.
Oakbrook?
Oakbrook.
Oakbrook. All right.
It is kind of, it is like in a triangle between the Steinwald and Hazeltown, so it's about 10 minutes away. What Cass is able to see is that Martin lives in, actually, he was able to, basically, he parks his car. Now that I think about it, it's not that he does this by car. Basically, Martin takes the bus, essentially, to Oakbrook, and Cass was able to, in his car, kind of follow the bus. And basically, Martin, from the bus stop that it takes him out, walks about, I'd say, 10 minutes from the bus stop to this kind of area that's like a clearing, in which basically there is a lot of, not mobile homes, but a lot of modular small homes live. Like, basically, it's a lot of, think about minimalist living kind of styles, like those really tiny houses.
Oh, I've got like 3 of those in the area around me.
Yeah, so it's a community of a whole bunch of those. And you find basically Cass is able to kind of stealthily follow him to where he lives.
I'll say if Crass was just taking his card and Bobby will just go with him because, yeah.
Yeah. So you basically, you know where he lives now.
No. Bobby just looks the place over and says, well, explains why it was unlisted.
Yeah. So what now?
Place is built for... well, now we head back. Because you gotta be getting back to the cow. And I gotta make some more calls. We need to make a plan.
Yeah. If what with what I've gone from this thing so far, if that thing's pissed off and it's in there, this is not the place to be right now.
Certainly not, but at least she doesn't know you and I.
Right.
Said Iravia is the one that's in danger at the moment. If she is in danger.
Right. And he knows you. So I don't think he's gonna appreciate you coming into his house.
Well, he wasn't totally against it. But yeah, better safe than sorry.
All right. So basically you two head back. So basically as you're doing this, you write down kind of roughly where it is. And yep. And you kind of go back. So Cass heads back to the motel. Are you also heading back there?
Bobby's just gonna go to work at this point.
All right.
Got nothing else to do at the moment.
So at this point, Tacent is at home doing their thing. So Tacent, we're actually going to go back to you for a moment. Because now that Martin is home, you could try calling him again.
Well, I wouldn't know if he's home or not.
Well,
Bobby,
at this point, also at this point, it would be like the hour would eclipse again.
Okay, but I wouldn't know Martin was home unless I called him and he answered.
No, I thought you were calling on the regular, like every hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
I call and he picks up.
Yeah. Well, so you call him and he picks up and he's like, hello?
Now, just to clarify, Rada, you wandered off by yourself, right?
No, I am currently at the motel, and
okay,
Elmis is outside.
You didn't come with me. Okay,
no.
So yeah. So I'm just gonna ask. When he answers, I'm just gonna say, "Hello, is this Martin?"
Yes.
Hello, Martin. You don't know me, but I know Sophie.
He immediately hangs up.
Nice.
Interesting.
To be fair, the way you said it was vaguely threatening.
Yeah.
You don't know me, but I know Sophie. And then he just hangs up.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm pausing to reconcile this, because okay, so just to make sure I understood this, Martin has been seen at the office.
Yes.
Is that correct? In the presence of Sophie.
Yes.
So we don't know if there's any animosity between.
We don't know anything about their relationship at this point.
I know, and that's why I'm actually worried that they might actually have. I mean, the problem is like you guys keep talking about our monster, but I'm just thinking, well, what if like Martin and Sophie broke up, and Sophie's avoiding Martin?
Well, we don't know anything, so we're trying to find out.
Okay. Crud. So I was thinking the next step to do, since we're in 1970s land, would be to call the police or call the phone company and tell them I couldn't get through to this number. But that's not going to work because Martin's just going to hang up on them. Or tell them he's there, and the operator's just going to call me back and tell them, well, I've confirmed Martin exists, and this is his number.
Yes.
Very testy about Sophie for some reason.
Crud. Is there any way I can duplicate his voice?
Yes. You could build a gadget that could do that. You would have to have a really good replication of his voice, which you would have to hear a lot of. But in theory, you could.
I just want to know if that voice sounded anything like the way Iravia described the telemarketer.
You would not be able to tell anything.
Because Iravia, you did say it was a male telemarketer, right?
No, I didn't know anything. It was just a voice.
Just a voice. You couldn't tell what they were like.
Could I, Lola?
No, you could not.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
The voice would be ambiguous.
Okay, I guess that's the next thing to try.
Next thing so basically, what is the next
I
thing?
want to
you're
make a
gonna do?
recording device so I can record the call, so I can talk to get a sample of Martin's voice.
Okay. So that will probably, if you did not have that, that would probably take you. That would probably be your evening at this point.
Oh, okay. I have no idea how technomancy works.
Because so basically, technomancy is manipulating things that already exist.
Right, like this phone.
The phone, you would need an addition. I would think you would need an addition in order to like have it. Like the phone would be you putting your voice in there, like mechanically in there.
So what do you mean manipulating? Like, can I make the phone rise up and strangle people?
No, it's basically you're sending data for it to. Basically, you are using what the device normally does or anything it knows that it can do, and you are basically using yourself as a battery for it. If that might not make a whole lot of sense.
This isn't making any sense to me. So I don't understand how this magic is useful. So in other words, I can use technomancy to make a device do what it normally does.
How about this? You could use like mechanics to make a device that could do that, but you would need something extra, I would say, in order to get it to do that.
What does technomancy do?
So it allows you basically to, like, say for example, a lock. You could, if it is a mancy enhanced lock, you can like override it using technomancy to kind of pick it.
So technomancy can pick locks.
It can pick lots. It can also, if it is say another case where if you are saying wearing a piece of clothing that was threaded with like technomantic stuff, you could make it armor. Like you could make it a barrier.
So you're saying it's manipulating or enhancing an object's attributes?
Pretty much.
And also, while you couldn't strangle someone with the phone, you could blow up the phone.
You
Just
can
that's
also
Carnival.
overload it. That is also another thing you can do.
Can turn clothing into armor and pick locks. Because, sorry, I was wondering if it would be possible to use technomancy to trace this phone line to his number. Because when I'm calling his number, the phone is establishing a connection to his place. But you're saying technomancy can't actually tell me where the signal is going.
In theoretically, you could. Like,
Yeah.
you could tell where it's going, but the thing is, it's like, imagine, like, basically imagine that if you were holding out, like, a piece of string that basically is like, okay, I want to know where this piece of string goes, and the string would automatically go to where it was. You wouldn't be able to, like, tug on the line to figure out where it was. It could go to where it's going to go, but you're not going to have any, like, knowing where it is.
Well, is it going to point to where it's going?
You could do that, but
if I could use technomancy to figure out where the end point of the signal was, then I could start wandering around town and triangulating with multiple uses of this to eventually find the location of where the end point of this is.
the thing about that is that basically, unless you're going to go from payphone to payphone to payphone, which that placement of that probably wouldn't work, you wouldn't know where it is.
Well, that's
Could you at least get a
triangulation.
generalized area?
I'm sorry?
In theory, you could do a generalized area, although doing that would take days.
Well, it's triangulation. If I call one phone on the west side of town and one phone on the north side of town, and I have a direction for both of them, then you draw those lines and see where they intersect, and then you go to the point where they intersect and try again, doing this several times until eventually you get to where you need to get to go.
You could do that.
Yeah.
But
But,
that would take a long time.
well,
Would you say an
Also-
entire evening, or
It would take a series of days.
Okay.
So he hasn't
Because-
told us yet,
because-
but
Because
Bobby
you
and
had,
Cass is, so like you don't really need to. Like Tacent hasn't been told that yet, but Bobby and Cass know where he is. They know about the trailer park.
Yeah, but Tacent doesn't know.
well, because
Yeah,
think
that's
about basically what you would be doing is you would be going from your home. You say, okay, I know it's in the general direction there. Then physically putting down that phone, going over to another phone,
Yeah.
and doing that, and going
Yeah.
all over town.
Yeah. It wouldn't take hundreds of calls. It would probably take at most a dozen if I can triangulate the endpoint with any precision.
Yeah, it's
See-
not like it's a
see-
huge town either.
It's
See,
actually log over like 12 over log over 2 tries.
Also, the thing that I would say, it would require him to pick up, and if he's going to get called every 5 minutes, he's taking the phone jack out of the phone, and he's also probably calling the police.
Oh, he's trying to
Calling the
hide someone.
police.
Also, I would probably. There is a lot of. Let me just phrase it like this. There is a lot of little tiny things in that would make that incredibly not worth it.
Well, I'm gonna fall back on my original plan here, which is I really don't have any reason to intrude on either Sophie's or Martin's privacy, other than I'm getting paid to do so. So I'm going to tidy up my shop and go to bed.
Okay. So after that, basically, let's see. After that, it would probably be like basically after Tacent calls, basically some time passes, and it's around 6 or 7 in the evening. Basically, let's say it's around 7. Is Elmis still in the back there?
Yes.
So basically, at this point, let me think how this is going to go. Basically, so it is Cass, it is Iravia, it is Elmis at the hotel of our group, correct?
Mhm.
Correct.
So basically, Iravia is you're sitting in your hotel room or your motel room.
Mm-hmm. I once again ordered another steak. Got the flask already.
All right. You hear a so basically you hear a knock on your door.
Okay.
What do you do about it?
I'm assuming my door has a peephole, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna look out at first before I
You
say or do anything.
you see Toby of D-Pass standing outside your door.
Oh yeah, I'll open the door and let him in.
Okay. So basically you open the door and Toby just it looks kind of like the kind of look that when you hear a lot of information at once and you're still trying to parse it, just kind
Mhm.
of almost rubbing your temples a little bit.
Just flabbergasted.
He just kind of goes over to your table and just kind of basically pulls out a chair, like basically, so he basically just actually, he's going to go and sit on your bed, just kind of, or like the first thing he sees, and just kind of looks at you, he's like, okay, so I just heard a lot of information at once, and I feel you are relatively straight down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Theron
Yes.
because I heard that you invoked my name to for something with the phone line.
In my defense, it was Elmis, and also I didn't realize he made these kinds of visits. Didn't realize he thought of me that way.
Well, here's the thing. After the last thing you did, we wanted to keep an eye on you. Not like we're thinking you're doing anything, but this is something that if this is happening in our backyard, we want to keep an eye on it. You previously were involved in a very nefarious group, and you're doing something weird. I don't know what you're doing exactly, so I'm trying to parse it out, but something's happening, and just want to make sure, because now I'm hearing that there's a ghost or something in the forest or wherever. There's something in the area that was in the city and now it's not. And I just want to make sure that we basically, uh, we just want to make sure before we get involved what the hell is going on.
No, I know nothing about this spirit business. They explained it to me. That was whatever. Shit lives in the forest all the time. Forests are weird. Whatever. I had an encounter with the secretary that we were hired to see. I shook hands, gave me really bad vibes, got all accusatory at me. I didn't do anything. Then we argued. I left. And then that night, I got a phone call from a scammer asking me who I was, trying to get my personal information. Apparently, they were really pissed because they trashed the phone line here. That's about all I got so far. We knew they were meeting with a Martin individual, but other than that...
So basically you're still trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah, it was a really bad line. Apparently, I should have gotten shocked, but I didn't. I don't know what they're talking about.
So you're thinking they're going after you through the phone line?
I guess. Look, you ever meet someone and when you shake hands with them or whatever, you get like just a really bad vibe, just feel it in your body, your bones.
All right.
Like a bad feeling going down your spine.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, that's what happened when I met her. It was really weird, actually.
All right.
Like, it was a really physical thing. It wasn't just like my gut telling me something.
Is that so?
Yeah. And she got really accusatory.
Interesting.
Kept asking me who I was. I don't know what she means. I'm just me.
I mean, basically, and also at this point, you hear the phone ring.
Yep, give me just a sec. Let me pick that up. And Ravia goes and gets the phone without even thinking.
Okay, am I seeing things on my end then?
So you probably are. So you hear like, or if you're like covering the line, you see something, like you see activity happening, and you see a lot of activity, like far more than a simple phone call.
Okay, so at this point, I'm going to try and... Can I use that whole, like, what's it called? Can I use, like, that deep pockets thing to have, like... Oh, wait, it's the 70s, so I can't just have a video recorder in my pocket, so...
Well, hold on. So what would you want to do with it?
As a kid, you prepared ahead of time anyway.
Oh, right, that's right. I would have probably prepared.
I've been here for hours.
I want to record what is going on here so I can get another recording, and then we can go through the ectophotography nonsense again.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to roll technomancy. Since you're prepared for it, roll a average technomancy check.
Okay, that's 2 purple, right?
Yes.
Ah!
How is it like you've rolled? Okay, so you rolled a net failure, so nothing. You rolled nothing. It's like the third time today you've rolled nothing.
Oh my god, this is annoying.
Yeah. So,
and there's nothing I can spin for like a reroll or something.
I'm sure there is a thing. You know what? I will let you reroll. If you put a setback die on there.
Fine. That's the black one, right?
That is the black one, yes.
Yeah, because Carl's been getting really weirdly unlucky with this shit.
Well, he hasn't gotten 9 failures yet.
No, that's true. That was really fucking impressive. But Carnival is zeroed out every time he's rolled the die.
You got 9 failures because you tried to flirt with an ace person.
Well,
There.
we go.
There you go. Okay, so you rolled 2 successes and 2 triumph. Actually, I think that's just 2. Well, I'm
2
trying to-
successes and 2 triumphs.
Okay. So you are able to get everything from these calls. Also, you are also shielded in case anything goes haywire.
Because you knew that there would be interference.
Right.
So yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Back to Iravia and the phone call. Basically, you hear on the line. It is incredibly staticky. Who are you?
Me. Is it you again?
Who are you?
I don't know. Who are you? Calling my place? Get all accusatory?
Also, at this point, Toby is kind of right next to you,
No, that's
trying to
fine.
kind of keep an eye on or
I'm
ear.
gonna try to angle the phone a bit so we can get a better.
where's Cass in all this?
Cass
Cass in
is
the next
kind
room
of
over.
in that. Yeah, Cass is around.
Yeah, I figured Cass was there in case there was a scuffle, not a phone call.
Yeah, that's what Elmis is there for. So, what I want actually, what I, let me take a look at this rulebook real quick. Because I'm gonna, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Okay, let me check. Oh, what's the spell for this? What's the, okay, it's
Lolo trying to catch me again.
Easy. Okay. What we're gonna do is Elmis, what is your, let's see, what is your technomancy skill?
My technomancy skill is 2, but I'm at sorry, no, it's at 4. Sorry, that's because the base
Yep.
stat is at.
So you have two yellows and 2 greens. I'm gonna, let's see. I guess technically I should be the one that rolls this. Okay, we're gonna roll this. There and that. So, just to kind of go through. So got through that.
Including
Now,
the triumphs. So wait, the triumphs are the shielding. So
yeah. So basically, we did an opposed technomancy skill check of the person on the phone's technomancy versus yours, and they went through 2 successes and a threat. So what I'm going to need you to do is I need you to make a actually let me check something real quick, because this is going to be a tag team effort actually.
Ooh.
What does because Toby is in the vicinity. Oh Jesus.
Congrats on making your own rolls a hot mess.
I need you to roll. So we're going to do this backwards actually. I need you to make a vigilance check. I need you to add a success and 2 boost die.
Okay.
And this is going to be a average check.
Oh
so
yeah, it's
2
because
purples.
Toby fucks with tech.
Yes.
magic, not.
Well, magic in this case is tech.
It's still tech magic. You are manipulating the tech. So that was 2 boost die.
2 boost die and a success.
How do I add a success in this, or is it just like
click symbols? And you're gonna want to do the one that looks like a star.
Okay. And how many is that an average?
That is 2 purple.
2 purple. Okay.
So you in total are going to want whatever your. Yep, there you go. Okay, so again,
Oh my god, that one success.
well, it's enough. So it goes. So basically, you Mr. Magoo your way again out of doing that. You hear the interference, and then Toby just kind of puts your hand down and just kind of does that, and you kind of can feel something going on with the phone. But then something basically you kind of get away with it, and it's like, basically, you kind of are able to kind of, yeah, you basically dodge it, and basically, I don't even know what to give you for that, because basically you succeed. You didn't need to recover any strain, but basically, how about this? Through that, uh, basically, Carnival was able to, or Elmis was able to fully gather what that was. So basically, you have a full trace on that attack, and you have a. Uh, Basically, Toby just kind of looks at you as like, well, that was just assault on an officer.
Was it? I mean, that was just a bad line, I thought.
I'm pretty sure phones are not supposed to do that.
I mean, you sure? You break shit all the time.
Not like that.
I don't
When I
know.
use the phone, I don't hurt people.
You just hurt yourself.
Depends, but that's not the point.
I don't know. I just think they're a scammer looking for my info. I didn't notice anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
He just kind of looks, and basically, Toby just kind of is like, all right, I'll be back. And then basically he leaves.
Later, Buckaroo.
Basically, and you hear on the line, you actually hear, the phone gets clearer again. And basically, you just hear the phrase, leave us alone.
I mean, I ain't done shit.
Leave us alone.
Who's us?
The line
Can't
goes down.
can't leave you alone if I don't know who you are. God damn it! And Iravia just slams the phone.
So basically, at this point, Toby rushes in by Elmis. And Toby's like, okay, please tell me you got that.
Oh yeah, we got all of it. We just need to send this in for lab spec. We got it.
He's basically is like, all right, you're probably going to need to explain to my tech, but we'll get you in first thing in the morning.
Don't worry. Over there with the group, we've got a process. So.
Well, so this isn't going to be something like.
This is not the.
This is not something you can scry off of.
Okay, got it.
This is just straight up. You basically are trying to like. It's like you're trying to trace it at. You're basically tracing it.
Okay, then yeah, no. All right, cool. Happy to help.
All right, so there is that.
And I guess also Elmis will tip the manager if they're still around, like $50 as a thanks for putting up with this.
Yeah. So yes, there is that. All right. So there's that. So basically, Toby basically heads back to Aravia's room. Cass also kind of hears something and basically starts to peek in as like if anything's going on. So he is now in the room. So basically, Toby just sits down next to basically on the bed again and is like, well, my week just got really interesting. So it looks like your friend was able to get kind of get a hold of we should be able to get a trace on that. So we should know who your scammer is.
Okay. Yeah, they keep saying leave me alone, and I'm like, who? Who do I leave alone?
Well, we're gonna want them to leave you alone. So we're gonna have a nice chat with them.
Can I drop on by? I'd like to see who they are. Call me in the middle of the night, fucking asking, who am I? Leave me alone. What is this shit?
Well, he just kind of sulks on the bed. He's like, well, considering we didn't have a case about 5 minutes ago, something's going on. You group clearly know more than what's going on than I do. But now I am here all of 5 minutes, and we already got something weird going on. Now I got to figure out. I got to have my head parse all this information, and we got to figure out what we're doing. And I think I need to go to bed and think about this.
You do that, champ. This is just another day in the life, honestly.
So it is. And he just kind of leaves.
Just how do you react to that?
Yeah. So at this point, basically, you got another call. It got thwarted. Since I'm actually thinking that actually might be a good stopping point. Because at that point, that's the end of the night.
Day 2 over.
So because I don't think we're going to be able to get into anything because we've been going for like 3 hours. So that's definitely enough material. So yeah, there is that. Yeah. So I think that is where we're going to call it for that one. With that, did anyone have any last things that they wanted to maybe look into real quick?
Nope.
Because Elmis is probably going to take, like, their job is done. Bobby, you weren't going to do anything.
Nope.
Rafferty wasn't going to do anything.
Starting to get a little creepy.
Yeah. And then Iravia is not going to do anything. So I think we're good at this moment that we will be continuing the next session in about 3 weeks.
That's right, folks. Next time, look forward to breaking and entering.
Yeah,
breaking and entering. We have official capacity now.
Yeah, your might just got
mightier.
Yeah.
We're now motherfucking vindicated.
Yep. So look forward.
Because this has gone from being a job to being personal.
Yes.
And ruined entire trailer park's lives.
Watch as I ruin this motherfucker's life.
Thank you for listening to Hazeltown Story. If you would like to get updates on this show and many other shows hosted by me, LoloDePuzlo, you can follow at Hazeltown Story on Twitter. And if you would like to get to know me more from a personal standpoint, you can follow my personal Twitter at LoloDePuzlo. If you would like to watch this be recorded live, you can go to twitch.tv/LoloDePuzlo and follow the channel for notifications of when this show, as well as other shows like Retro Rank Rhapsody, are being recorded. If you would like to add this podcast to your podcatcher of choice, you can search for WLDP Hazeltown Radio and find us on most major podcatching search engines. Or you can manually add rss.hazeltown.life to your podcatcher. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come around for the next episode.